Hello, trader. How are you doing? I hope everything's fine with you, and I hope you had a good weekend and ready for the new week in the market. As you already know, I always like to start with the economic calendar, and actually, on Monday, it's the last day in June, so we will see the monthly candle closure, which is very important for us to see. And then on Monday, we don't have any big news. On Tuesday, we have some news on JPP, Japanese yen, and USD. On Wednesday, we have also news on USD. On Thursday, we have news on Swiss franc, and we have the non-farm payroll. We have it this time on Thursday. Usually, it's always the first Friday of each month, but because Friday is a bank holiday in US, so that's why this time we have it on Thursday. So if we just look at the economic calendar, we can see that we have a lot of news on USD, which is good for us. Now let's move to the DXY, or the dollar index. And let's start with this chart, I would say. And let's go to the monthly time frame. So as you can see, guys, I always say one thing. The market usually, I would say more than 90%, test any point twice. Any point twice. It must. And I would say minimum 2 times. Okay? Look at any point of the chart. You will see that at least it is tested twice. If we look at these points here, 1, 2. If we look at this point here, 1, 2. Okay? If we look at any point, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Whatever it is, it's always tested twice. Why I'm saying that right now? Because just one thing to keep in mind, that down below here we have that was the lowest point for the US dollar back in January 2022, and it looks like that we are heading toward this point there, especially if this monthly candle is going to close that way. It means that maybe in July, or we will see a more sell off to the downside, or maybe the price will go to retest this broken support, broken level. This level, as you can see, it was resistance, 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 resistance. Price broke above, came to retest here as a support, support, and then price broke below. So it's very important to see how the monthly candle of June is going to close. If it's going to close below, we have two scenarios. Scenario number one, price will keep pushing to the downside. Scenario number two, that maybe in July we will see price coming to retest the broken support as a resistance before moving to the downside. If any. Always keep that in mind. Moving to the weekly time frame, we can see also that we had this area here. It was support, 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 support. Price, with a strong bearish engulfing candle, broke below. That's why it's very important to see how the monthly candle again is going to close, and how the next week candle is going to close. Because usually such candle can be a strong confirmation for the price, like, okay, it broke this level right now and it's about to move to the downside more, or it can be just a strong, psychological trap in the market to collect all stop losses from down here, create a signal that we are going to move to the downside, and then the next week candle you will see just strong bullish engulfing, and then you will see price to move to the upside. I don't think this is the case here, especially if it happened on monthly time frame. That means in general, the higher the time frame, the stronger it is. So I would say if the monthly candle is going to close, let's get back here. If the monthly candle is going to close just like strong bearish engulfing, maybe that will give us a momentum that the price is to continue move to the downside. And now let's move to this chart, which if you watched my, let's go here. If you watch my last weekly analysis, you would see that I put this level here and I said it's support, 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 support. Price broke below, came to retest nicely, chose a nice rejection. And then you see, guys, I did say in last week video, I expect the price to move to the downside from here. And I even put this like the risk reward tool to show from where I will be selling the USD. And actually from here, the price start to sell off dramatically. This is just very simple and easy using resistance and support. I don't like to complicate my chart. I don't use indicators. I don't use all this other stuff because for me, they don't work. I don't believe in them. I just like to keep things very clear and simple. And if you watch that in last week video, the price was like that. I mean, this line was like that. Okay. And I literally said, guys, I would expect that in general we have lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And I did mention that this is the last lower high on daily time frame. And I did say maybe in the new week we will just see a little bit the price coming to retest this level again and then start to move to the downside. And that literally happened starting from Monday. Monday the price came to the area which I called to the point, and from there we start to see the price moving to the downside. Right now what we need to do, we need to adjust our trend line to the last point. And right now this point here is the last lower high on daily time frame for us. As far as price is below this point, so we are still in a downtrend. Maybe excuse me guys, I'm just a bit sick. Maybe, for the new week, I would say we have actually this gap here and this gap here. Maybe the price just, if I would just put Fibonacci, what I would say, maybe the price will come, to this point, or ideally up to this point, 61.8, at least to fill the gaps. And then from here, price to move to the downside. And I would say we can even move all the way down here, or why not? We can even move all the way down here. Let's see what will happen. It will be good to see. Now let's go to gold. This is very beautiful, the least I can say. And let's go to weekly time frame. I would say it weekly time frame, and let me just tell you one thing. Usually, I'm just trying to simplify it here. I would say if we are looking more into from body to body, okay, when the price was here, okay, just a minute, range, okay, okay, let's put it on weekly time frame. So if we just look at it, you can see from body to body of the candle, okay, the price was here and then created fake out to the downside. And I always say, if the price is about to create fake out to the downside or to the upside, whatever it is, most probably the price is going to create very similar fake out in the same size in the opposite direction. So what you can see here, price did exactly the same fake out here. You see, you can just take it copy paste. You see, guys. Okay, now we need to adjust. Sorry. Now we need to adjust our range to this one here, this one there. And then what do we see right now? Most probably another fake out to the upside, which is here right now. Okay, so keeping that in mind, what we can expect another fake out to the downside if we look at it from body to body of the candle. So I would say we can expect a fake out to the downside here. Ideally, for me, if the move can even extend down here or down there, that will be way better. Okay, so this is just one thing when it comes to the ranges you need to keep in mind. Now this level, as you can see, it's quite strong level. I believe it's going to be retested, but of now I don't want to look at it even on daily time frame, because we can see we are just in consolidation. Moving to this one here. So let's remove this range. And if we look at it on weekly time frame, we can see that we have so far 3 touches on the trend line, first, second, and third here. And we can see that the last higher low for us is this point, and from here the price created a higher high. So for us, this point here is very important, and we can even put it on the chart like that, and we can say that this is the last higher low on weekly time frame. So as far as the price is above this point, we are still an uptrend. Price can even break below this trend line, no problem. But again, as far as we are above this point, we are still in an uptrend. That's why it's very important. Moving to daily time frame. If you remember, guys, I told you very important thing, which was here when I recorded last video. I put this dotted line here, and I did say that this is the low of the last week. And for me, I have this feeling that the price is most probably going to basically break below here, and most probably is going to break below and test this higher low, okay, on daily time frame. And why not to come even to retest the trend line for the 4th time? And it happened. And I want you here to pay attention. On weekly time frame, we are in an uptrend. But on daily time frame, technically, we broke the market structure. Why? Because the price here, higher high, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And what happened? The price broke below the higher low. So technically, we broke the market structure on daily time frame. But on weekly time frame, we are in an uptrend. And this is very important. Always to look at the bigger picture, because then you have more clarity. So I would say right now, we don't need this. We don't need this. Okay. And just, we don't need even this. We don't need this right now. I would say we can just keep an eye on this point here. And still, the smart trade is to buy. The smart trade is to buy, not to sell. Especially if we talk about gold, because we are in a massive uptrend. Let's look at it on 4 hours time frame. Let's remove this. Okay, we also had here uptrend which got broken on 4 hours time frame. So yeah, I would say it will be very important to see how the price is going to react here. Again, I would say we have this low of the week. So it's here. If the price is basically about to move to the upside, so I would say first price should come to take this low, and then to move to the upside, if any. But first I would like to see this low here liquidated. And if we just use FIBO, from the very bottom to the very top, you see the 61.8% is not that far. So it's just down below this, the low of the previous week. So I would say there is a very high probability for price to basically come and test this 61.8. And in general, one thing to keep in mind, gold, GBP, GPY, they both, and US oil, the actually three of them like to test the 78.6%. So why not price to come down here? But again, I would say maybe for us, let me put it that way, I would say this area here, it's quite yeah, I like this area. I would love to see how the price is going actually to basically react from here to that one here. Yeah. And if the price is going to basically, break below here, liquidate this area from here, I will be looking for opportunity to buy. But for sure, I have to see the price action and then I will decide on that. Okay, now Euro USD. Let's start with this chart here. So on weekly time frame, it's perfect. You can see price broke above this level, came to retest it, and then from here, strong move to the upside, just going straight away to 1.17500, and price right now finding resistance at this level. That's actually expected. I would say maybe we can see price moving down below here, and then from here continue the move to the upside. But in general, to be honest, I would say I do foresee price actually coming to 1.20 maybe in July or August. In July or August, I would say euro will be $1.20. I really see it happening. July, August, I would say in Q3 to be more specific. Going to this chart here quickly. So on daily time frame, to be honest, I was waiting and hoping for the price to come to dip a little bit here in that area. Actually, it came to the area which I was calling, but just tapping to the top of it. I wanted a little bit to the downside. It didn't happen. So, but the move to the upside overall, it did happen as I did call it. But what can we do? Anyway, we didn't catch this move. So right now for us, this is the last higher low on daily time frame as far as we are above this point. So we are still in an uptrend. This is very important. And this level here is still, it's a level which got broken. As you can see, resistance. Price broke above, didn't come to retest this level as a support. So it will be good maybe to see if we can find an opportunity maybe on 1 hour time frame. Okay, price start to just be in a range again here. Yeah, some sort of range. So it will be good to see if the price somehow, sorry guys, just a bit sick. Yeah, as you can see, price just inside this range. So ideally to sell, I would like to see price to come to take this high from here. What do I mean by taking this high? I mean liquidating this high. Okay, so price to liquidate this high, and then from here we see the price maybe from here it will be like that, moving to the downside, and from here all the way to the upside, which is to the 120. That might be one scenario. Another scenario, that maybe from here Maybe from here we see the price, coming somewhere again here and then move to the downside. But ideally for me, it would be great if the price can just liquidate this point here first. That will be ideal scenario for me. I would love to see it. Okay, last thing is if we talk about GBP USD, let's start with this one. Yeah, let's start with this one. I was again waiting for the price to move to the downside, which didn't happen, but still it's an open scenario. You can see price here, resistance, resistance, resistance. A lot of resistance broke above, didn't come to retest as support. Same story here, resistance, resistance, resistance. Price broke above, it's expected to come here. So at least we have two areas where basically we can look at right now. This is one area, and this is second area. These are two areas which we can look for. And what you can see here, guys, from last week, I did mention we have this low, and I said if the price is about to move to the upside, I would expect the price basically, let me just put it here, make it visible on daily time frame. The price basically, okay, the price to take out this low and then move to the upside. What happened? Price took out the low and then moved to the upside. So again, for me, if we look at it on daily time frame, ideally for me, what I will be looking for, number one, the price to come down here, and then from here I will be buying. That's first scenario. Scenario number two, price to come all the way down here, and then from here I will be looking to buy. Other than that, to be honest, nothing to do for me. And again, I would just take this. Oops. I would just right now take this one, put it up here. And I would say if the price is about to move to the downside, ideally for me, I would say, yeah, price to come to take this point, and then from here, I will be looking for opportunities to sell. So that's all, guys, for this week. I hope you find it useful, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you so much. Cheers.